Welcome to day number 3. Before we get on with it, let's have a recap and see what we've been up to. So let's see what we got then. That bit were easy enough. Now taking this wall down. Don't use plastic. Now, first part for today's job is get this wall prepared for the cupboard to sink into the wall. Now, we have a cupboard in our ensuite which sticks off the wall quite a lot, and every time I do my teeth, have a shave, I bang my head on it. So my idea is I'm going to sink it in at 3 inches or so, which will hopefully let me miss it, because I have to set this to the height of my wife. And for me it's a little bit low and I'm fed up of banging my head all the time. So that's my plan. So I need to make a hole here. Now this cupboard is 800 wide, so it's going to be about there. I'm not quite sure on the height yet, I'll have to go and check it. So I'm going to make a wooden frame and then the cupboard will sit inside the gap, and then it'll hopefully be a lot easier and stop me banging my head. Anyway, let's just get on with it. Now, first bits of wood I've got to do is I've got to put a piece of wood up here, which will be the side of where the cupboard is, and the cupboard's 600 high, remember, and 800 wide. So that will also help secure this corner. Then I've got to put a header across here, and then a piece down there. Move this out, put another piece across the bottom. Job's a good one. So I need to cut it here, and I also need to cut it down here as well. So let's cut this piece of wood first to get it all secure, and I'll probably do another one for this side and then cut these out. If you notice here, you can actually see I'm pre-drilling the wood first before I put the screws in, because this cheap scant from B&Q is absolute rubbish and splits incredibly easy. So, pre-drill your holes first, it stops the wood splitting. Now I have to get this piece perfectly plumb, because this will be the edge for the cupboard. So if this isn't straight, the cupboard won't be straight. Now if my multi-tool would have been charged, it would have made it a lot easier for me than trying to use this recip saw, but needs must, so let's get on with it. Not the best cut I've ever done in my life, but there you go. And that's what you call wood butchering. And now for the moment of truth. Does it actually fit? Like a glove. And that's pretty much where I wanted it. This lights up, so we want this on show. So that is pretty good. And I won't bang the head if I'm having a shave. Beautiful. Now the cupboard frame is complete, I can start rebuilding the wall here. This is where the bath filler and the shower is going to go, so I need to take that into consideration also when I'm building this wall. Now I'm just going to check now to make sure there's no bows in the walls, and the piece of wood I've just put on the wall is actually plumb and straight, because if it isn't, the wall's going to look rubbish. this wall done. Now I want to set this wood to the right height for the bath. So that's my next thing to do and work my way around. Now before we get the plasterboard on, let's have a look and see what we've done. So you can see the frame's done for the cupboard. Now this wire is that one what was live, which has come in handy because we've got a light and a shaving point. And this is where it was connected into here, this mismatch of wires. So I've cut it out, and it was the neutral that was still connected. The live wasn't, but the earth and the neutral still was in the back of this mess. So all that needs sorting out yet. So you can see I've framed out ready for the plasterboard in this cupboard, but this is where the shower valve and the shower's going. So they need finishing off. And I've put the frame in for the bath. So the bath will be supported on pretty much 3 sides. I just need to get the glue around there to make sure it doesn't move. So next thing is to get the plasterboard on this wall. Now before I put the plasterboard on the wall, I thought I might as well get wet. Hopefully not get wet. Anyway, now I need to move the stop tap to here under the bath because this is being boxed in. The only problem we've got is our next door neighbour told us where the outside stop taps were and they're not there. The people we bought the house off only live next door and they don't know where it is either, and neither does the water board. So I was going to freeze it, but I need to do it down here, so I can't freeze it. So I'm going to be very irresponsible and I'm going to have to snatch this. Now we're quite lucky that the water pressure's rubbish, but the water pressure's rubbish coming out of the taps, and I don't know if this is going to be rubbish. So I've got prepared, so I've got my new stop tap, a compression elbow, and I've put my drain above because all incoming water mains need a drain. So I'm going to cut it and put that on, hopefully. Now the main thing is don't panic, so hopefully I don't panic. But as a contingency, I've got a push fit elbow with a stop end just in case something happens. I've got my wet vac behind me. I've got my wife standing behind the cameras just in case. And I've got all the tools I'm going to need laid out here. So, fingers crossed. But you're going to have to catch it on the next video. So, hopefully you've liked day 3. Look out for day 4 and see if I actually do get drowned.